Mhm, mhm, mhm. So, what do you think Kay said about you when I asked for her input?
Oh God. Um, Knowing Katie, it'll be something really sweet. And it'll probably make me blush. Because I don't take compliments. So I don't know. She's probably like singing my praises or something. It's probably something really nice.
Okay, so she put the following. She's the OG queen of reffing, one of my favourite girls. So helpful. Tries to be jelly of a total boss, and honestly, already the best mama ever. Oh, and absolutely nothing gets past her in the ring.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, that is yeah. Yeah, true on nothing gets past me in the ring. I do try.
But that's what you're there for, right? You're there to obviously ref, right?
That is true. So yeah, I should be having my eagle eyes on. So yeah.
There you go. We're going to learn all about it. We've got some fan questions as well. Danny Marks, Sam Bailey, Ref Josh. We've got quite a few stuff to talk about as always. So
Oh,
enough rambling
brilliant.
on. Let's get into the intro. So we had a little bit of fun before we came on the air, a little bit of a technology issue, but we're sorted now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's technology. I mean, it always happens. I mean, even I struggle, and I've been doing these for quite a while.
Yeah, I do not. I think I think after having a baby, my brain capacity has just like gone about half of what it is. So anything like that's simple that wouldn't have phased me before, I'm just like, I have no clue. Like I do feel like a proper like mum now, where like your mum can't like just text properly or like use WhatsApp or anything. That's like gonna be me, definitely.
How is the little one? Well,
Yeah, he's really good. He's I mean, I'm not going to say that I'd like him to get into wrestling, but if he did, I think he'd do really well because he's a little bruiser. So maybe one day.
well, it's weird because one of Kate's questions was, "Are you going to have your son come to shows and watch his mum be a badass?"
Oh, well, the plan definitely is to, well, actually, he's already been to his first show. He's been to FutureShock. And that was the last FutureShock show that was at Stockport Masonic Guildhall. And he met a lot of people. He did really well because he's only 4 months old. And the sounds of the ring did scare him a little bit, but he was actually pretty good once he got used to it. So yeah, he's been before, but obviously not to see me in the ring. But he definitely will be coming when he's old enough to sort of watch me, because at the moment he watches everything. So I don't think he would notice that I was there. But yeah, definitely, I'd love to see him in the crowd. Definitely when I'm back in the ring.
Absolutely, that'd be amazing stuff like that. So let's obviously start at the beginning. How did it all begin?
Wow. So um, I was kind of a late like discoverer of wrestling properly. So when I was my first sort of taste of wrestling was when I probably was about 7, and I think my dad picked up the PlayStation 1 game with Steve Austin on the front. I can't remember what it's called. And I just liked tomboyish stuff, really. I liked Hot Wheels, I liked cars, I liked like fighting games and stuff. And I remember watching it. I think it used to be on Channel 5 or something.
I think it was
Um,
4.
was it 4?
Yep.
And it was just, I was like, oh, that's the guy on my PlayStation game. So like on the telly, but I never really, because I'm an only child, I didn't have any siblings to kind of like show me the way or anything. So I kind of just would watch it if it was on, but I don't really have many memories of doing that. I remember playing the game more. Um, and then yeah, just didn't didn't even think about it after that. Probably from the age of maybe like 9, I just stopped playing the game. Um, and then when I met my other half, he is a really big wrestling fan. And I was like, oh yeah, that wrestling malarkey, yeah. Like, oh cool, let's see what it's like now. And I remember watching, this will have been in 2014. And I remember watching The Shield on TV and I was like, I like these guys, like this is awesome. And so then my boyfriend would say all about wrestling and bring me up to speed and everything. And we'd watch his old wrestling DVDs and all that sort of stuff. But it never crossed my mind about like doing it or being a part of it in any sort of way at that point. And then when we moved in together, it'd be about 2016, we watched NXT together and watched the Edge and Christian show together as well. So we watched it on the network, and it kind of like I kind of did a really big deep dive with him and just getting really into NXT. And when it was the black and gold era, and it was just like I totally fell in love with it. Still didn't really think much about doing it. I just really enjoyed watching it. Even when we went to see NXT live, I think we went to see them in Leeds, and I think it was 2017. I think it was the year after, and still just was really invested, really enjoyed it, but never thought about being on the other side. And then it's when I saw Jessica Carr, and I was like, a lady referee. Oh my word, this is like the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I can't remember when that was though. I might be mixing my dates up, but it was around that time, but I'm not sure when she actually started. Sorry, Jess. But yeah, and I was looking up when NXT UK came along as well. And then the commentators would say about Fighting Spirit, and I was like, because I was so naive that I didn't know where wrestlers came from. So I didn't know there was an indie scene.
Me too.
I thought, like, thank God, because I literally like thought I was just being so stupid. And I'd see posters because we used to live in York, and it's probably for Truger or something, but I can't remember the company name. We used to see posters around. I used to beg my other half to go to indie shows. I was like, these people come from like these little shows down the road or whatever. And alas, we never went, which was annoying. But because he was like, nah, and I was like, right, fine, I'm not going to go on my own. And yeah, so then I was like Googling like, Fighting Spirit and like going on Twitter, following James Drake and Zach Gibson and everything and being like really looking into it. And this will have been probably 2000, it'll have been just before the pandemic, probably 2019. And I actually messaged James and I was like, I really want to be a referee. How do I get into it? And so he said, you can come and train and we'll train you basic wrestling and we'll also train you to be a referee. That didn't happen, unfortunately, because of the pandemic and they closed the school eventually. And so then he recommended FutureShock and Sam Bailey. So then that will have been, I started wrestling training the summer of 2021, so around June, July time. I had a bit of a false start. I got COVID, so I had 1 week's worth of lessons. I had one session, and then I had to recover from COVID. But it wasn't too bad. I think I only took like a month off or something. It was all right. And started again. And yeah, did wrestling training. Then Chris Sharp would come down, and I used to basically do one session of wrestling, and I'd do the intermediate advanced refereeing. So I'd do 2 classes back to back. I don't know how long I did
Wow.
that for. I think I did it for about six months, I reckon. Because there never used to be like dedicated classes for refereeing.
Hmm.
So we used to just sort of get in there and train with with the guys and girls wrestlers. It actually stood me in really good stead though, because I really enjoyed it, but it also showed me the other side of it and how to take moves, do moves, etc., all that sort of thing. Um, and yeah, so yeah, and then I carried on wrestling training for a bit. I think I probably did like 9 months of it properly. But during that time, my debut was early October for Superstar Pro Wrestling. And James Greenwood got me that gig. And yeah, the rest is history, I think.
Uh, you mentioned obviously James Greenwood there. I mean, obviously he's at FutureShock as well. What's obviously like to
Yeah.
learn from?
Oh, amazing. Without him, I don't know what I would have done. I think the industry would have swallowed me, eaten me alive, swallowed me up. He has been one of the best people to learn from. He knows so much. He's basically done everything you could ever think of. Um, he's got your best interest at heart. He wants you to do the best. You know, he gives you tough love, which I like. I like that sort of thing where I'm like, nope, tell me how it is, because that's the only way I'm going to learn. Um, but the right amount. Um, and it's just so fun, but like also just so good to learn from him. Like even even when I started doing shows on my own, I'd be phoning him or I'd be texting him, asking him questions, or just for a bit of advice, a bit of a pep talk, whatever. Um, and before I took some time off and doing shows confidently on my own or confidently with another referee, um, I would still be messaging him and stuff, and yeah, just knowing he's got my back and stuff. It's just, yeah, it's great. He's such a good guy. I love him.
I mean, in the UK, I mean, there's some incredible refs. Obviously, you've got yourself, you've got James, you've obviously got Rich Swift, you've got Scott Bell. I mean, there's so many great referees. What's the community like from your point of view?
It is amazing. Like we are so supportive of each other. It's like this lovely little bubble that we take care of each other. We can tell each other like you know the truth about like in a good way, in like a constructive way. We're all dead constructive with each other. There's not any really like competition or anything. It's all like we just lift each other up and stuff. Um, and learning from each other like all the time. And just being like one big family. And I'm so glad that I'm a part of it, because um, it's really like helped. It's really just helped give me confidence, but also helped like just give me a sense of purpose as well. Um, and even though it's like a side hobby type thing, it feels like more than that. It feels like your second little job. And yeah, it's just like I miss it, and I miss them, and I love them so much. I love them all.
It's funny you said that it's like it's a whole community thing, because sometimes from like the wrestler's point of view, you don't actually see that. Do you know sometimes?
Yeah,
But
yeah, I think so.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying there. Like, I think so. Like, I think there is that. It's probably more competitive, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that stuff like that. So, for people obviously who's going to be listening to this, give them a little insight what obviously goes into the ref training.
So, with Greenwood, his sessions, we did like drills, so like counting drills, rolling drills. We did so like you do practice matches, but sometimes just segments of it, sometimes whole matches. And then the match classes on. Oh, and also with Greenwood as well, we do some tape study as well sometimes, and where we sit down and talk about watch a match and then talk about it. It was usually probably one of Greenwood's ones, so he wouldn't kind of throw anyone else under the bus. um, and and then with match classes with Sam Bailey, so the wrestlers would um, work on a match, and then it's just like a show where then you've got a referee that match, and from start to finish, and that's really good because it's kind of like a show, almost like a show setting, but without the fans, apart from the trainees that pretend to be the fans. So that's really good for like reps and just getting your confidence, trying out a few new things. And then if you incorporate in doing some basic wrestling training there as well, then obviously you've got your wrestling drills as well, like rolls and everything else that I'm literally like, I'm not the best, but God loves a trier. So I would try and do a few drills as well, just to kind of. It's always good. It's always good to sort of get stuck in this industry and just show willing and that at least you'll give it a go. So and sort of have like solidarity with the wrestlers, and that helps build a rapport as well. Because as a referee, as a good referee, you've got to have good rapport with the people that you're working with as well. So that really helps. But yeah, that's kind of in a long nutshell.
I think it's a solid answer. So, with every ref, obviously, I've spoke to, the one thing that gets brought up all the time is the health and safety aspect. Your
Yeah.
job's obviously really, really crucial. How challenging is it from your point of view?
Sometimes it can be quite sort of anxiety inducing in a way, but then you've kind of got to, if a situation does arise, you've got to sort of take that adrenaline and use it. So if a wrestler is injured, you just got to think fast. Um, Always keep checking in on your wrestlers as the match is happening, even if something looked bad but they're okay. At least you've checked on them. Um, I'm an advocate for constant checking and working that in. And yeah, if something bad does happen, it's just knowing what to do and not panicking. You can internally panic, just don't look like you're panicking. So that's a really important role, is to stay calm and to be trained as a first aider as well. I think that's I think everyone should go and do that, even if you have to go and pay. A lot of referees are teachers, which is quite funny, or work in education. So we are already first aid trained, so it's quite nice. But even if for anyone starting out that isn't in that role, that their job won't pay for them to go and get first aid training, um, just go and do it, like with the Red Cross or something, because that is so important. Even though there are first aiders outside of the ring, at ringside or backstage, um, it just helps to have that other person who is trained actually in the ring, that's actually seen it like close up as well. So that's dead important.
And for first aid training for referees, is it like standard like one day, or could it be like different?
So the course I did was through work. So through my shoot job. So that was a 2 day course for me. I think they are usually at least a couple of days. So yeah, but I find it really interesting. And it's useful in everyday life. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
useful if work are putting you through it, then that's useful for your work. Um, and then yeah, you can apply it to your refereeing job as well.
I mean, I've got emergency first aid for work as well, so that's why I just brought that up.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's all useful in quite a few many walks of life.
You never know when you're going to need it, right?
That's it. It could be on the street, it could be in the ring, it could be at work. At least you're prepared. I like being prepared.
Yeah, absolutely, and stuff like that. So before you obviously go out and referee a match and stuff like that, how do you get yourself like into a zone?
Definitely warm up, definitely stretch. Um, because a hamstring can easily be injured with getting up and down. It's a lot of the burpee motion is really useful when you're doing like working out outside of uh, training, keeping fit and stuff, because you've got to keep up with the wrestlers. So definitely stretching and warming up, and not going in cold, because it is hard on your arm, to be, imagine wrestlers taking it with their whole bodies. You're taking it just on one portion of your arm constantly, so it's going to have some wear and tear. So you need to make sure that you stretch and warm up, and you're not cold, because you can hurt yourself. Um, and then obviously preparing as much as you need. Don't obviously want to give too much, but yeah, just preparing what you need. A lot of the times, especially when you get a good rapport with certain wrestlers, you don't need to know anything. You just do. Like, you know how to referee. It's like a boxing referee or an MMA referee. They've got an idea, but of how it might go down. But then they've not got every single milliseconds planned out. Um, so you just kind of go with the flow, and you kind of call what you see, um, and try and make it as realistic as possible. And that's when, for me, that's when I have the most fun as well, because I'm totally not in my own head. I mean, I'm enjoying what I'm doing in that moment, and just trying to perform the best I can, do the best job I can, be really on the ball, with calling things. And um, that's when I have the most fun, really, is not really wanting to know much, really.
It kind of leads like to the communication type thing. Do you know what I mean? Communicate things with wrestlers, obviously on comms and stuff like that. I think that's the key thing
Yeah,
I've probably learned, obviously interviewing so many refs.
yeah. So like communication, obviously, between your wrestlers and yourself in the ring is really important. And just again building that rapport, so they know that they can talk to you if they need to, or even just you just checking in on them, just to make sure that they're all right. And then you can, um, then things are going to go more smoothly, I think. And then obviously, yeah, we do have comms in our ear as well, um, and to make sure that the show runs as smoothly as possible. Because I think if we didn't, people might have hour matches and we'd be there for 5 hours. And I don't think some punters would be like really happy, but I think some of them wouldn't. So if the show finished at, 2 o'clock in the morning. So we do have time schedules to keep, as well. So we've got to keep the ladies and the gents on track, with that. And yeah, so um, it's a lot to deal with probably at first for some people, and it's to get used to have someone talking to you in your ear. But it's actually quite nice as well, because you just feel like you've just got a little bit more support if you need it. Especially when I was starting out in the beginning, it was nice to have Greenwood or Scott Bell talking in my ear. And then now it's just like a nice added bonus, and then obviously time calls out, which is very helpful.
Do you ever have like somebody's like try poking fun or like trying to like make you smile and stuff like that through comms?
Yeah, I've had someone sing "You're Welcome" to me during a match. And I didn't know what they were singing. So at first I was like trying not to show on my face that I was really confused. I was like, what is happening? And then I think about halfway through, I realized what song it was, and I was trying so hard not to not to crack because it was the bit with the rap as well, and I was like, oh my god, like, can you not? But that was hilarious. And then yeah, just like little funny jokes and stuff, and things that like people are trying to make you crack, and it's like, no, we gotta take this seriously. Like if I'm on comms and someone's like, oh, can I? I'm like, no, like this this is sacred. Like you do not touch. It's naughty. I'm like, the teacher mode comes in and the mum mode comes in.
I'm just trying to work out who actually sung that. Do we actually know this person, or are we going to keep that secret?
No, I don't think. I don't know. No, would he mind? No, it's Anderson Daniels anyway, so I don't think he'd mind me saying it. He does a very. I think he's actually very proud of the fact that he knows the whole song plus the rap. So actually, I think if I didn't say it was him, he'd be really upset with me. So yeah.
I've just got the image of you like trying not to like sing as you're trying to do a job. It's just absolutely incredible scene.
Yeah. I was really impressed as well because he was like, "Did you not know it was Moana?" I was like, "Well, I kind of like realised, but I was kind of trying to do a job as well at the same time." So thank you for that.
Dear. So I ask a lot of refs this, and I'm always curious for the answer. What would you say a misconception is when it comes to refs?
That it's easy, and yeah, that's. I don't know what everyone else has said. They might have said some different things. That's the first thing that comes to my mind is that people think it's easy, and it's not. Like it is. It is hard. It can become enjoyable and like you get into your stride and stuff, and then it becomes easier. But for me, the actual like what I've been through with training with the wrestlers, and which I think is really important, even just knowing how to take a few bumps or something um, safely is important. Um, and then doing like the hours of training, and and then going to the gym, having a side job, like it's a lot, and then obviously doing all the shows and stuff. So I was literally, before I took time off, I would literally be just never in the house. Me and my partner would just be pashing ships. Like I would just never be home. Um, so it's not it's not an easy way to get into the business, if that makes sense. Like you need to want to really do it, because there are times that it does get hard, and you need to have a thick skin, and you need to take constructive criticism well, and you need to be kind of, what's the word, just a people person as well. So not like, you don't need to be overly dramatic, or a complete extrovert, because I am not. I wouldn't say I was an extrovert at all. I'd probably say I was like extrovert in the right settings when you have to be, but usually I'd just be like, oh, I'm so nervous, and like more like an introvert. But yeah, wrestling has really helped me be like able to talk to people and walk up to people and introduce myself and things. And so yeah, it's really fun, and it's an amazing job. Um, but yeah, the fact that it does take work, and it does take training and reps and tape study, um, studying with your peers who you deem better than yourself, because then you've got something to work towards, you've got something to look up to. I want to be like so and so, I want to do this like so and so, I want to put my own spin on it. So yeah, it's a lot of hours that go into it. It's not just put on a ref shirt and walk into the ring and you're going to be amazing. It does take a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's like anything in wrestling, do you know what I mean? You're always learning, whether you're a referee, whether you're a wrestler, whether you're a sound guy, you're always learning. And
Yeah,
And that
definitely.
absolutely and stuff like that. So, with everything obviously you've done, obviously in your ref career so far, what's some of your highlights?
Wow. It all is really. Everything that I've done, I've just thought it's so surreal. I mean, yeah, to probably name like becoming a mainstay with Progress. Like, Progress is like, for the indies in this country is just like wow. Like, and I worked I worked there regularly, and getting the opportunity to ref for Rev Pro when they did the collaboration with CMLL in Manchester. That was an amazing opportunity. Like, so much thanks to Andy, so much thanks to Oscar for making it happen. That was amazing because it said that I'm the first female referee for Rev Pro, and that was just like I couldn't believe it. I was like, Rev Pro, like that was my first indie show that I went to when I started training was Rev Pro, and to sit to be on the other side of it in a Rev Pro ring and just be like, I'm working with Rev Pro wrestlers, but also and indie wrestlers that have been on NXT UK and NXT and AEW, and I'm just like, my mind's like boggling. I'm like, oh my goodness, like how am I even here? This is amazing. I'm getting to work with some people I've seen on the telly. Like, this is just insane. Um, yeah, that was amazing, and obviously getting to work with the CMLL guys as well, like amazing. And then yeah, obviously like never forgetting where you come from. Obviously, FutureShock, my home,
Hmm.
and just doing their regular shows, like shows constantly, just seeing what they're building there. With now that they took on the MMU, they've taken on Fairfield as well. So they've got like 3 venues now. Never worked Fairfield though because it was at the time where I took my time away, so I've never done that yet. But hopefully, fingers crossed, when I go back. Um, but yeah, like just yeah, I think everything I've done, you know, is I can say that that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm so lucky for that opportunity. I'm so lucky for that opportunity. Um, yeah. TNT working with Matt Cardona, that was insane. Having Matt Cardona, like pull me in for a ref distraction, like just amazing. Like, um, yeah, just like, and for him to say well done to me, I was like, oh my god, what is happening? Um, and yeah, yeah, just yeah, everything. I could probably talk about everything I've ever done and be like, yeah, that's amazing, that's amazing. But it's literally all been amazing. Yeah, all of it.
There you go. I think that answers the question. So, obviously, fans obviously sent some questions in, so we'll knock these out of the park. Referee Danny Marks asks, is there anyone who've you seen come onto the scene while you've been away, which you are looking forward to working when you come back? He did emphasize by saying wrestler, by the way.
Oh, wrestler, not referee.
Wrestler, yes. You can say referee if
Oh,
you want.
wrestler. Oh, okay. Wrestler. You know, with with having a small child, things get thrown to the wayside. I've tried to keep up with Future Shock. I've tried to keep up with because obviously that's my home. Um, so there are a lot of up and coming wrestlers at Future Shock. So to name anyone, I'm not in it enough to like know um to kind of know, but like the trainees that were kind of coming in as I was sort of fading into the background for a bit. When I went to see the Future Shock show, the last one at Stockport, last month. I was like, oh, I've seen you train, and then now you're here. Like, that's amazing. Um, so yeah, there's not. I can't really put my. It's gonna be really bad, but I can't really put a finger on anyone. But I am looking forward to seeing trainees that I saw when they weren't even on shows, and now they're on shows. So I'm looking forward to working with those, definitely.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Danny. His second part was he just put favourite match. I don't know if it means one you've watched or one you've refed.
Um, we'll go with probably one I've refed, but that's going to be really hard because even one I've watched, that's going to be really hard. So one I've refed. Oh my goodness. I've done a lot, so I think it's hard to pick one off the top of my head. I would probably say that my favourite matches are working with certain people. So Sam Bailey again, he's gonna be like, oh my god, his head's gonna be massive. But it's true. Like, I do love him so much. He's just, I know I'm gonna have fun. I know it's just gonna be just get in there, do our stuff. Amazing. Ridgeway, again, get in there, do stuff. Amazing. Rio, I know that matches are going to be get in there, do stuff. Amazing. Lucy Sky, Leah Raven. I could just ream people off where I'm just like, yeah, 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 yeah. Like, this is going to be like chef's kiss. So yeah, I can't really pinpoint a match.
I'm a massive fan of Leah Raven, by the way. Incredible talent.
Yes, she's phenomenal. She's one of the best. Like, I mean, I can't wait to see what she's like in even 5 years' time. I actually can't wait.
Absolutely. So, Katie obviously sent some question. You kind of touched on the one earlier on, but what do you think your best ref performance is? I think she wants to know so she can learn.
Oh, um, oh goodness. I'd probably say when I did the matches with Rev Pro, um, because Amira, the absolute darling that she is, and I'm not seeing her. I've probably only seen her a couple of times, and I miss her so much. She was bigging me up to Andy, and she was like, "Look at that ref! Look at that ref! She's amazing! She's amazing!" And she was saying it to me as Andy was stood there, and I was like going over it, thinking, "Oh my god!" But I really wanted to just show what I could do. I really wanted for him to be impressed with me, for everyone to be impressed with me, for just everyone to think, yeah, that's the right decision, that they've put her on the show. Not thinking, who's this? Why is she there? So yeah, I mean, all my referee performances, I want to make them the best, but that's the one that I remember where I was just like, you have got to be this has got to be the best thing you have ever done so far. So yeah.
Okay, there you go. On Instagram, and you mentioned Sam Bailey. He's actually put a question. Favorite role?
Favorite role. I'm guessing that he means wrestling roles. Oh my goodness. Oh god. God, I'm just thinking back to how I used to be in training. Let's go with a right shoulder roll because I'm right-handed. I hope he means roll as in a roll.
It just says favorite role, so I'm not 100% sure.
Is it ROLL?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's go with right shoulder roll. But funnily enough, my left shoulder rolls were better than my right, so maybe left shoulder roll. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just reading the question.
Let's go with left. There we go, Sam, left.
Okay, and the other one was from Ref Josh. He says, top 3 tips you would give to someone who is looking to get into British res refereeing.
Start from the ground up, basically, because that's literally how you get connections. So crewing, building a ring. I forgot to mention about in my start before I even was on a show. I did crewing. I learned how to build a ring. I built a ring, I took it down, I did merch, I did the door, I did. I just learned everything there was to know about the business beforehand, before even stepping in a ring. So when you're coming into uh, a different scene, I suppose, um, it's sort of like important to like get to know everyone, sort of make your presence known, get chatting to people, just get your name out there, and then it's all word of mouth, so recommendations and things. So if you make a good impression, then the next person's going to think, oh, I know someone who's good for this, and it goes on from there.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Josh, and stuff like that. So, with everything obviously you've done and stuff like that, what's the biggest thing you've learnt in wrestling?
Oh, let's think. I'm not sure, it's kind of like such a huge question. The biggest thing I've learned in wrestling. I think personally, I think just confidence. I think that's probably like the biggest thing for me, is just having more confidence in myself, around other people, um, and in the ring as well. Was the most important one. Um, so yeah, like just a little sort of like anecdote. Like my partner said that this was the best thing that I ever did, because um, it just brought me out of my shell even further. Um, so yeah, I think that I think that's the answer.
I love that. That's a good answer. So, I feel like my questions obviously begin to wind down and stuff like that. Now, obviously, stepping aside, obviously, to focus on family life. When you obviously decide to come back and stuff like that, do you have any like goals you want to do, or is it just mainly get back in there, get stuck in, or
Um, I would like to go abroad. That was on the sort of dream list before I stepped away. So definitely would love the opportunity to go and referee abroad. And then um, just getting myself back into the swing of things, back on the scene. Getting back to Progress, FutureShock. Hopefully Rev Pro again. Fingers crossed. And yeah, ICW as well. I loved working at ICW. Again, I think Thomas said that I was the first female referee for ICW as well. So that was insane. Um, so yeah, just getting back to um, just being in the scene. But yeah, abroad would be lovely. And then yeah, just doing like shows that I really enjoy, basically.
okay? So, one final question, stuff like that. So, there's a lot of people going to be watching this who are thinking about getting into refereeing. What would you say to them?
I'd say that if you're thinking about it, just go for it. Um, look up your local school. Just reach out. A lot of places now, because they understand the value of a good referee, they will um, they will guide you as much as possible. If you can get to James Greenwood's classes at FutureShock, then that is also amazing. Um, and I know that Scott Bell has done some. I know that Tom Scarver has done some. Rich also does refereeing, coaching, um, up with Rampage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if you're around those areas, or you can travel, um, literally those are the best things to be doing. And just keep an eye on social medias for any sort of like seminars or anything like that as well. And then um, yeah, trying it out, seeing if you like it. It's not for everyone, but at least you've given it a go. It can look different to what it is when you see it, to when you're actually doing it. But perseverance is a huge thing. So, like with anything, because obviously wrestlers will feel this as well. If something goes wrong and they think, "Oh, I can't do this," if you know in your heart of hearts it's what you want to do, then just persevere. Just pick yourself back up. If something goes wrong, pick yourself back up. Nobody's noticed because they don't know no one else knows what's going on apart from you. So if you just pick yourself back up and carry on like nothing's happened, and be resilient, then you'll definitely go far. And yeah, just don't wait, just do it, because it is so much fun and you'll have such a good time.
And it brings back to what we talked about earlier on, the community.
Yes, exactly. We're all here to help you. And I've had people, especially Danny Marks, when he first started, he reached out to me and Lauren, and his genuine, you can feel someone's genuine interest and someone's genuine, like, I want to do this. And anyone who wants to message me on Instagram. I don't have the Twitter app anymore, because lots of baby photos have taken up my phone. Also, Twitter's a dodgy. Twitter for me is like, yeah. I'll probably end up logging back in at some point on my referee profile, but Instagram I definitely still have. So all of our DMs, I'm sure I could say this for any of us, all of our DMs are open to anyone wanting to know how to get a start, and anything else you want to know. We're all happy to help, and just want to make this a strong ref community. Basically, we want British referees to just be the best. So we will try and help you be the best. So yeah.
And we're not done with the referees yet, because in 2 days' time, I've got Brian Ebner on the show.
Oh, amazing! That is cool. That is so cool.
So I'm actually going to ask you, have you got a question for him I can put to him from you?
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Let me think. Oh, on the spot. This is gonna be probably like a really rubbish question, but what's his favorite match he's ever done? That's really generic, but on the spot, off the top of my head.
Okay, he's on the show this week. I'll obviously put that to him and stuff like that. LK, it's been an absolute blast. And you said you were going to be nervous, and I didn't see no nerves in this.
I've literally been like fidgeting around. I think I'm quite good at hiding it, but maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe it's the referee training.
Maybe, yeah, that's it. You just put on, the performance hat, and that's it.
Before we all set up and stuff like that, is there anything you like to plug?
So hopefully going to start being a bit more active on Instagram and things. I've got something kind of in the pipeline of, like, returning soon. So just keeping an eye on my Instagram. I think it's ref Laura Kate. I think there might be an underscore in there somewhere. I'm not quite sure. But if you could direct people to that one. And yeah, just kind of like watching this space. I'm going to be documenting some stuff on Instagram. So yeah, hopefully soon. So yeah, hopefully check it out and like it, don't like it. Okay. I don't know.
What we'll do is we'll put links in, obviously, to FutureShock's website and your Instagram in the description of this video, so people can jump from this to go and check it out. How's that?
Yes. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, everything FutureShock. Yeah, brilliant. That's perfect. Thank you.
So I need one final thing from you. So everyone I interview gets to do the outro for this show. So you can say anything you want, promote anything you want, and I will hit the outro. Take it away.
Okay. On the spot. See, you said I wasn't nervous, but now I'm really nervous. yeah, so if you want to get into refereeing, just drop us a DM, drop any of us a DM. We really want to help you. And obviously check out my Instagram. There's going to be stuff on there. Check out FutureShock. Check out FutureShock on Demand. And if you want to train FutureShock, we have a Facebook page. We have a training group. So just hit up Sam Bailey. We've got some of the best traders of literally the best in British indie scene wrestlers. They are amazing to learn from. So if you want to come and learn, come to FutureShock. And yeah, I hope to see some of you. If you see me at shows and things, please come and say hi. I know sometimes I look really busy and I look in the zone, but I do actually want to talk to people. So and have pictures and things. So if you don't feel shy, just come up and talk to me. Okay.
And just remember, by the way, what Kate said at the start: nothing gets past you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've got eagle eyes, so you better watch out.
Cheers for watching, guys.